Coming up, we're going to be giving you a 101 of the holidays at Disneyland and much more from the Bob Varley Studio in Orlando, Florida, and points around Southern California. This is the Disneyland edition of the DIS Unplugged. This is episode 750 of the Disneyland edition of the DIS Unplugged for the week of November 12th, 2019. The DIS Unplugged is brought to you by Dreams Unlimited Travel, experts at helping you plan the perfect Disneyland, Disney World, Disney Cruise Line vacation. Be sure to visit them on the web at dreamsunlimitedtravel.com. Well, hello, everyone. I am your host, Rhino Clavin, filling in for Pete Werner while he is enjoying himself out in Tokyo Disneyland. A little jealous, but I'm hoping he's having a great time out there. To join me for this week's episode, we have... Who am I going to? Tyler Crouch. Boom. There you go. Gotta keep
hey,
Greg
everyone. It's always a surprise with you, Rhino.
I know. I was waiting to see. I like to see if I can catch somebody off guard. But so we've got Tyler Crouch. We've got Katrina Manzoni.
Hi, everybody.
Hello, hello. And we've got Luella Loriola.
Hi, everyone.
Hello, hello. And then in the back, the man that makes it all happen, Mr. Craig Williams.
Ahoy.
Yes, yes, yes. Always the mastermind of the DIS. Like I said in this... What? Gross, the mastermind? Anyway, so in this week's episode, I figured the holidays have started at the they're about to start as of recording this, but as the time as of this episode airing, they have officially begun on November 9th. No, yep.
Yes.
And okay,
yeah,
sorry.
Yep.
You know what I did to mess myself up? I put today's date in my notes. So, good information for myself. But anyway, so all the holiday stuff is starting in just 2 days of this recording. Like I said, as the time this goes up, they'll have already had started. I am super excited about this. I actually have never been to Disneyland for the Christmas holiday season. I just vicariously live through all of you folks out there that post everything and, you guys that are sending all that info our way. And someday, maybe this year, I don't know, I'm hoping for maybe a quick weekend in December, but we'll see. But before we get to all of that stuff, all of the 101 and all the special holiday happenings out in Disneyland, we're going to talk about the things that we are most excited for in the land this week. And I'm going to go first. So the first thing for me is that we have the final video in our first round of our Masters of Magic series, where we interviewed Stephen Dashavi, who is a show choreographer for the Disneyland Resort. And Stephen has had a pretty interesting and varied background with Disney. He helped choreograph the new version of Fantasmic that's currently showing out at Disneyland, and he has also worked on the Festival of Fantasy Parade here at Disney World, and he was out in, I believe it was Tokyo Disneyland as well, doing some stuff out there for a while. So it was a really, really good interview, and he's a very lively person. So I definitely recommend checking that out at youtube.com/disunplugged. That will be up just following this video. So it should be there by the time you're done watching us. So
yeah, and if you're a big fan of Fantasmic, you should definitely check it out because he says so many really interesting things about it. So yeah, it's a good time.
It was really cool because I did actually really wonder like when a show is created like Fantasmic or really any of the shows that involve any sort of choreographed movement at Disney, like how they start from the ground up and it goes from idea all the way to what the guests experience. So he really takes us through that. So, But if you are a Patreon supporter of the DIS Unplugged, his interview was fairly lengthy, and I didn't use it all. So I believe that I am going to put up a little bit extra on there for you. So if you are one of the supporters of us on there, I believe it's in the $10 up tier, you can check out that video on there at some point. I just want to make sure I put all the, make it look a little prettier than it does, but
now does he go over the streamer waving at the end?
Well, it was the 45 minutes of the beginning of the interview I had to cut out because it was streamer choreography.
Yeah, I mean that is the highlight of Fantasmic is once the streamers start.
No, but I will say that didn't actually happen. But I will say that when I was putting together the video and there is a scene when we were filming the it's not called the Mark Twain out there, the riverboat. The Lily Bell was going through, right?
No, the Mark Twain.
Yeah,
it is the Mark Twain out there.
Yeah.
What is ours called?
The Lily Bell is the engine on the back.
Oh, okay.
We have the Liberty Bell.
The Liberty Bell.
Oh,
there
Liberty Bell.
Okay. Yeah. So the ship was going by, and I'm telling you right now, there is if you watch this video on YouTube, you have to look really close at the Prince Eric that is in there, because, man, he takes his streamer choreography very seriously. Like, he is dead-eye locked with the camera, slapping that thing like crazy. And I was like, he feels like this is his big moment. And I'm proud of you, Prince Eric. But the real thing that I'm pretty excited about is... So, like I said, we were going to talk a little bit about holidays, but they released the Disney Parks blog and others have released a preview of all the different food offerings that they're going to have around the Disneyland Resort as part of this whole holiday celebration. And you guys know me; I like to eat and drink my way through Disneyland. Well, anywhere I go, really, life. And I had my list right here. I'm just going to run through some of the ones I'm like most excited about, because it is incredibly extensive. Disneyland is not messing around when they do themed food for events. So like I said, some of the things I'm most excited about is at Refreshment Corner, they're going to have a Philly cheesesteak hot dog. And if the photo does it justice at all, it looks amazing. In the Alien Pizza Planet, they're going to have the Space Dip Pizza, which is spinach and artichoke dip, chicken, capicola, and assorted cheeses. The Mint Julep Bar is going to have candy cane beignets. At the Royal Street Veranda, there's these like cinnamon spiced fritters with an eggnog dipping sauce. Hello. That sounds amazing. Do you guys like eggnog?
Mm-mm.
Get out. You're done.
No, but I do think that this sounds okay. Like, I think I don't want eggnog all up. I don't want that to be the number one flavor, but I think if it's like a little dip, then I could go a little further with it.
I'll put the rum on the side and just drink that.
What about you, Luella? What do you think?
I'm not an eggnog type of person, but I love to see it there because that means the holidays is here.
What about you, Craig?
If I see it on the menu, it's awesome, but I'm not getting it.
I think for me, I think it might be. Could it be a northern thing that Northerners like eggnog? Because I grew up with eggnog, so. And then when I moved into eggnog with liqueur in it, then it was like the next level. So I don't know. Maybe it's just a northern thing.
Well, I know down here, coquito's a big thing too, which is also delicious. And
what is it?
It's called coquito. It's like a Puerto Rican. It's like their version of eggnog, but it's not. I don't like comparing it to eggnog, even though that's what Eli does, and I'm like, because it's a little different, but it's the same idea, like a creamy thing, but it is loaded with booze. You'll have some at Thanksgiving. So, but anyway, so there's also, there's these really cool, I thought, at Cafe Orleans, you can get Santa's lumps of coal beignets. So they're chocolate hazelnut beignets tossed in peppermint mocha sugar and topped with peppermint ice cream. At Award Wieners, they brought gingerbread funnel cake fries. And then they also have the stocking stuffer funnel cake fries, which are churro funnel fries topped with peppermint icing, crushed chocolate cream-filled cookies, candy-coated chocolates, crushed peppermint, and whipped cream. And I am sweating while I'm talking about this right now. There's a special cozy cone. They have Luigi's chicken pesto cone at the Boardwalk Pizza and Pasta. And this is one that I was like, Craig has got to be out there with me for this one, because it is holiday dinner pizza with roasted turkey, mashed potatoes, turkey gravy, bacon, vegetables, and cranberry sauce.
Ooh, keto.
Yeah. Exactly. That's my first thought too.
Yeah. And then at the Lamplight Lounge, they've got the turkey carnitas poutine. The outdoor vending carts are going to have hot chocolate cotton candy. These are just like the little highlights. They're like treats and other stuff. I mean, it was like pages and pages and pages of stuff.
Yeah. Am I the only one that's starting to get worried about this churro epidemic?
I have also noticed that there are a ton of churro-themed things like crazy. I will say this is the first round that I was like, there was one that was like purple. I think it's a sugar plum churro. And then there was like a sour apple one. I know there's a chocolate and candy cane one.
And the sour apple one was here for Halloween too. So it's the same exact churro that they had for Halloween. So I don't know.
They must be doing well, because they're bringing out even more, and I think they're very Instagram worthy. There's a lot of people that will buy it and take a picture.
Yeah.
I don't know if they eat it all, but the purple churro looks so cool, and the ones with pretzels on it. There's a lot. There's a lot at Disneyland. So I think it could be falling into that realm of like taking a picture with this really fancy churro and everyone saying, "Oh, I want to try that."
No, I totally agree with you. I mean, it's clearly cheap for them to do it, and they can upcharge they get a little bit more than they do on even a normal churro. And then the pictures. So I understand why they do it. I just hope that this isn't like a major focus for them for a long time, I guess, because to me, I'm getting less excited about the churros every time they happen, but
I mean, it'll fizzle out. I feel like, they're expensive. It's like up to like what, $6.25 for a churro if you want to get the dipping sauce? Crazy. Yeah.
I feel like they found the way they can upcharge an inexpensive treat, in the park. So,
sorry.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
I unmuted myself while I got up and moved around in the back, did some calisthenics. No, I'm on the opposite side, though, as someone who doesn't go to Disneyland quite as often. Even if I can't complete every churro that I want to add to my list, like it's nice to have the option. And really, when it comes down to just some basic changes to the normal formula to make these specialty churros, it doesn't bother me at all. So I get it if you constantly are there all the time. So definitely from the local side, it could get boring really quickly, but it's for a casual visitor, I would say at that. It's nice to have something that's constantly changing with the season, even if it is the same, and that's part of it too. If you miss that sour apple one, before it'd be a bummer. Like I missed it, won't get it until next year. I don't think they should keep everyone year round or use them all year round, but it's nice to have some rollovers.
Yeah, I like the idea of mixing it up, especially if you are somebody who likes churros. Then you're like, oh, this is like cool. But that is something that I am very excited about. Also, I don't think anybody's going to talk about this, so I'm going to bring this up as well. There was a lot of holiday-related announcements. So there's a very merry holiday tea party coming to Disneyland Hotel. Disneyland Hotel loves these tea parties, I guess, because Katrina, you and Tyler did the Halloween one, right?
We did.
Yeah.
I loved it. I don't think you really liked it as much as I did, but
it was fun. I mean, it was really fun. I really enjoyed that part of it. That it's like kind of like you get to try whatever tea you want. They'll bring you all the tea you want to drink, and there's like a list of like 20 different teas. You should go check out our Halloween video if you're really interested in this type of thing, because it was cool. The way they did the desserts and the food and everything, they looked spectacular. Like they were just like. Every single thing was themed to a villain, and I'm sure it's going to be every single thing is going to be all Christmas themed now. But it was just a little expensive, and it was not. It's more of a thing you do like with a group of people, like a little party get together. It's more of a special occasion type of thing. Is what I think about it.
Well, so this takes place at the at Steakhouse 55, which is located at the Disneyland Hotel, and it's going to take place on dates from November 16th through December 31st, and there will be seasonal teas, festive desserts, things like that, things like the Monte Cristo donut with lingonberry jam. You'll get the tea sandwiches like cucumber hummus, smoked salmon, pumpernickel, and the British curry chicken sandwich. There'll be festive sweets like the coal scones, the chocolate coal scones, the holiday wreath desserts, snowmen, Christmas hats, all those sort of fun shapes. And then there'll be some seasonal teas like an apple pie green tea, which sounds delicious.
I had that one. It was amazing.
Was it? It sounds
I
super
wanted
good.
to buy it from them. I was going to slip them like $50 being like, can you just give me a box?
Yeah, they should sell that. There's apparently going to be an herbal sugar plum rubius, a nutcracker black tea with hints of hazelnut and vanilla, and then they will have specialty cocktails like a pear martini and a peppermint champagne spritz.
Ooh.
I am all about.
I will say that a lot of times when we talk about making reservations and stuff at Disneyland, we mention like, you can do a lot of things last minute, but this is one of those things that you need to, if you want to do this, go and make a reservation for it right now because it's gonna go like fast. And for the Halloween one, they even ended up adding Thursdays because they only do it Thursday and then the weekend as well. So
this says Friday, Saturdays, and Sundays. Yeah,
right.
Okay.
12 and then for Halloween, 3. They opened it October for Thursdays because it was so popular.
Yeah.
Yeah. It sounds fun if you're looking for a different type of an experience and whatnot. So
I feel like they're missing out on doing the partridge in a pear martini.
Oh,
but
boom. I agree with you. That sounds wonderful.
That sounds great.
I like your wordplay. It has tickled me appropriately. So enough of me talking about all this stuff. I'm going to pass it over to Tyler and Katrina, and one of you guys tell me the things that you're most excited for. Well, tell me one at a time, but go. Tell me.
In the Christmas, you do it first, and then I'll do it.
Oh, fine. Okay, so starting November 9th. So at the time you're hearing this, it's already begun, and then it's ending November 30th. You're going to be able to go, if you have an annual passport, you're going to be able to go and check out the AP Corner again, which for anybody that doesn't know, AP Corner, you get your annual passport, you show a cast member that you are a part of our elusive group, and then you will be able to get a couple free things and have some fun activities. So what they're giving away this time is there's going to be a magnetic photo frame. So basically, it is a 2-in-1 thing where the middle you can punch out, and that can be its own magnet, and then you can put your photo in the middle, hang it on your refrigerator. So it's pretty cool. It almost looks like a little candy cane postcard type of thing. And speaking of postcards, the other thing you can do is create postcards for members of the military overseas. So I think that's a really cool thing. A lot of times they'll do like things for children's hospitals and stuff like that, and this time doing the military. So I think that is a nice heartwarming thing you can do for the holidays to let everybody know we're thinking of them. And this is going to be located over by the Silly Symphony Swings, which is right next to the Garden Grill or the Pizza Board. What is it? Pizza and Pasta Boardwalk, I guess they call it.
It's like Paradise Garden Grill.
Yeah, Paradise Garden Grill is over off to the right, but there's also the boardwalk.
It's under
Pizza Pasta.
Yeah, it's under the Silly Symphony Swings in that corner.
So it's going to be like located in that area. So you can only get one photo frame with each annual pass, and blackout dates. Of course, you got to check the blackouts before you get over there. But it's always fun when they do these AP Corner things, and I'm glad that they're starting to do things besides buttons. So it's go check it out. It's always fun to get this stuff.
And they usually have a photographer there, so if you have a group, it's a nice place to take a picture and have someone else take your picture, a really nice picture. So
I did actually miss that. I'm sorry I missed that. There is a special photo op available, so they will probably have a photographer there, and they haven't showed what the photo op is yet. But
I'm sure it says AP in the background.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna do mine now.
Okay,
so 'tis the season for all these cool gifts and stuff. So Shop Disney just released a new subscription for it's a Disney Princess Enchanted collection. And if you go to disneysubscription.com, you can choose, and pretty much it's about I don't know how to describe it. So it's a princess subscription. So there's 2 different levels. So you can do a deluxe Disney Princess Enchanted collection, or there's a regular basic collection, but this is how you can get Disney dresses and stuff for your little girl or whoever. And so it goes as low as $74.99 per box, but there's a catch to it. So there's 3 levels. You can do a year subscription with 6 boxes, a 3-box for a 6-month subscription, and then a box-to-box subscription. And so the deluxe is an authentic Disney store costume, a read-along storybook and CD, princess stickers, surprises, and activities, an exclusive video greeting from the princess, and a special offer of a $10 off a $50 purchase of Shop Disney at Shop Disney or Disney stores. And then you get an additional 2 to 3 princess toys or accessories. And then the basic one is the same thing, but you just don't get the 2 to 3 princess toys or accessories. I don't know. I think this is really great for gift giving. If you can't really decide on what to get somebody for a little girl or something, you just give them a subscription. And it's a surprise. And but you can't choose the princess. I don't know. They just give you, I think, a random princess, which is kind of strange. But anyway, so yeah, that's mine. I wish I had this when I was a little girl.
It sounds cool. I mean, I like subscription boxes. I think they're fun. They can be expensive, but
yeah, it seems really neat. Like for the deluxe one, I see like a picture and it's of Belle, and then you get the dress, and then it looks like you get like a little chip cup. A plastic one, and then a scepter. So, and then a tiara. So maybe those would be throughout the whole princess one.
In her dress. My niece has a very interesting voice when she gets excited, and she'll be like, "Oh, it's Belle." She sounds like a Muppet. She's wearing her dress. That's usually how you sound too, right?
I'm sure it's the most popular princesses. The most popular princesses that they'll start off with, and then eventually you'll have all of them if you continue the subscription.
That's true. I wonder how long it's going to last, because you only can get up to a year. So I don't know if you can renew in the next year, or are they just going to cancel it? So you can keep collecting.
It seems like it would be a really great idea to get this like right before you're going to go on a Disney trip. Like if you know you're bringing your whole family out, and just like have a box appear and bring like some Disney magic home before you go on the trip. They can wear the dress to the park and everything. I think that would be a really fun thing to do for a little one.
Hopefully they do it for little boys too, like a Star Wars collection or something, or a Marvel collection soon. That'd be really neat.
I'm sure they will.
Ren will buy it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean I love that stuff. I don't care. I have well, thank you, Katrina. What about you, Luella? What are you excited about?
I can ask me mine.
Oh gosh,
hold on,
I think
hold on.
I'm most excited about the decorations. They've already started slowly putting up the decorations, but by the time pretty much the trees will all be out, all the hotels will be decorated. Toontown, where I spend a lot of time with my little kids, is fully decorated. And the nice thing I like about all the decorations is it's very thoughtfully planned out. Donald's Boathouse has garland with anchors, everything. Minnie Mouse's has pink garland, and this goes throughout all the parks. If you go into New Orleans Square, it's very New Orleans themed. So I think that's what I love, just walking around all over Disneyland and DCA and seeing all the decorations. And Cars Land is amazing too. But I will say I can't wait to see It's a Small World holiday in all their twinkling, colorful lights. So that's one of favorite decorations and decor. So I like to take a picture with the trees, but that Small World holiday facade and all the colorful lights is really hands down one of my favorites. And so when you have decorations, though, that means there's Disney parades coming, holiday parades and fireworks, and I love also Viva Navidad and DCA. There's just so much. So all the decorations and all the activities I can't wait. I'm already like jumping out of the seat.
It's like Disneyland doesn't mess around. They're like full force into their holiday. I mean, I guess we are in Disney World as well, but it feels like because you're a little more compact that it like really like it's everywhere and all like enveloping and stuff. And
it's all over. I mean, the Donald Duck's boat, I mean, those are little touches that probably my kids, they see the garland, but I'm like, look at the anchors, look at all the ribbons in Goofy's house. They're fluorescent green like his hat. It's so detailed that it would make for wonderful photo ops if you can get there early enough without all the crowds.
Oh, a little Christmas card or holiday card from the family. Mm-hmm. I see where you're going with that.
So that's what I'm most excited about, all the decorations. And if you want to know a little bit more about the decorations, Disneyland has a holiday tour where they talk specifically about all the decor in both parks. And as a little added treat, you get front row seats to the holiday parade, and you get to ride on It's a Small World. So I've done that in the past. Because I really appreciate all the decorations, and I'm trying to get little tips to do in my house. But there's a lot of thought and planning, and I appreciate that they take that thought and planning and not just, put red and green everywhere.
Yeah. Well, the tour that Luella's talking about is actually called the Holiday Time at Disneyland Resort. And it's a guided tour. It's 2.5 hour walking tour where she said they'll where the guide's going to share the favorite Disneyland holiday traditions from around the world. You'll enjoy reserved seating for a Christmas fantasy parade, some holiday treats, collectible pin, and more. So that sounds pretty cool. And you get annual pass holder discounts on those tours. It's 15% off, apparently. So pretty neat. Thank you, Luella. Craig, did you have one this week? I'm sorry.
Oh, I did. So you were looking to have a nice little segue from Luella's Christmas into the Christmas discussion. And so now I'm derailing it.
Please.
And on top of that, I'm derailing it with old news, but very important news. We didn't have a show last week because vacations were happening and such. Tyler was out of town. There was just a lot happening, so we couldn't do that. But there was really awesome news that did come out last week. When we would have had a show, and that is that after years and years and years and years of wondering whatever happened to Rosita, we are finally getting that answer, and that Rosita is popping up at the Tropical Hideaway when that opens up later this year. And the look on your face tells me that you have no idea who Rosita is.
Was it the bird that was outside of the tiki room?
No, that was the barker.
Oh, okay.
Yes, Rosita is in the Enchanted Tiki Room when the birdmobile drops down, and they all sing their song. There's tweet, Fifi, whatever happened to Rosita. And because Rosita's not there. And now Rosita's going to be right outside of the Enchanted Tiki Room. It's going to be an animatronic in the Tropical Hideaway that will be able to interact with guests. And they say pull up a nearby seat and say hello, but beware, she has a repertoire of jokes and one-liners that would make any Jungle Cruise skipper proud. So I have a feeling it's going to be a very popular photo op for the biggest Disney nerds of us, including the Enchanted Tiki Room nerds that are out there, and that includes myself. But I wonder if the average guest is going to have any idea what the importance is. Probably not. But I'm super pumped for it.
Yeah, but I feel like that's a lot of things in Disney. You know, they always do little nods to the super fans, and like Figment being in Guardians of the Galaxy and stuff. Like, you're not going to know that it's there unless you're a super fan. I think that's kind of part of the fun.
Yeah, and with this, it's a storytelling device. So it actually, that's part of what makes Disney so special. And a lot of theme parks that care about really integrating and weaving the story between everything. This is actually happening now, where you will get that full experience, going from the experience you get in the garden, then moving into the show, hearing that nod in the show, potentially going right outside, going into the Tropical Hideaway, and then seeing this animatronic that was also referenced but not seen inside the actual building. It's cool. It's the stuff that is why I like Disney, because they go more thorough than they need to. It's a shame it took 55 years to do something about it, but some things are worth the wait.
I agree. I look forward to that area opening and being able to visit it myself personally. That's just me. All right. Well, thank you, Craig, and thank you guys. And so let's move on into our Holidays at Disneyland 101. So we talked about some of the offerings already, but essentially we're gonna start and we're gonna talk about Disney California Adventure first. So I just want to walk through, and Luella already said that at Disneyland, at both parks, they kind of have decorations that go throughout the park everywhere. And at Disney California Adventure, Cars Land, if you've seen it at Halloween time, I have seen some amazing video and photos of this place. They deck it out like nobody's business, like decorations everywhere. And of course, it can't be complete without some holiday theme song as part of Mater's Jingle Jamboree. It is so hard not to call it Jamboree.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
I was like, oh yeah, the holiday jamboree, because that makes sense, Christmas boo-ree. But that is where you can take a spin through Mater's decorated junkyard with some holiday fun songs sung by Mater himself. I know that I will have to listen to them quite frequently because Craig likes to play them in here all the time. And they are available to stream on Spotify. And then, of course, you also get Luigi's Joy to the Whirl, where you can propel into holiday mode by taking a merry jaunt around Luigi's decked out backyard. And all of those should be up and running by the time of this thing. But On top of that, you've got themed treats over at the Cozy Cone Motel because there's a special, like I said earlier, the special pesto chicken cone, and then I know there were Santa hat treats and some other things as well. What do you guys think of this? Oh, I actually do have a question. Does it snow in Cars Land?
No.
Not in Cars Land.
Oh, see, I feel like that's just the little thing that could put it over the top. Well, what about the shabooms? I know they change it for Halloween. Do they change it for Christmas, or is it still the same?
You know what? I haven't actually seen it, but I'm not gonna guess because I don't think I've ever seen it before, actually.
Yeah, I don't know, but I really urge everyone, if you're going to go to Cars Land, go in the daytime and the nighttime, because the details of all the decorations of like Fillmore's place you can see that in the daytime, but at night, just the lights are fantastic. So you got to make 2 stops there in one day.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
It's true. I like the little touches. I think there's going to be like that photo op in the beginning when you enter Cars Land with the little snow car, and then they're going to change it from what is it? What is it?
It says season speedings.
Speedings, that's right. Season speedings.
Cute.
And then they'll have like a new decoration for that looks like a postcard. And I don't know, we always think that it's still kind of like Halloween-esque if you want to like talk about it that way.
If you think about it, they're hanging like mufflers, and they're hanging like Sarge's tree has like a hood for the star and things like that. So in a weird way, they're hanging each other's body parts to put these decorations up. It's kind of strange, but it's still cool. It's really cool.
Yeah. Entrails for decorations. There you go at Cars Land. California Adventure. Well, California Adventure has a pretty big has a holiday celebration as well, the Festival of the Holidays, and this is where you can discover a marketplace kiosk serving multicultural fare. There are 12 kiosks where you can nosh your way through holiday favorites in a culinary celebration of different cuisines and traditions. And I have been like obsessively looking at the menus of all these places, and they look real good. So I'm going to name all the kiosks here. There's Merry Mashups, which is a fun fusion of seasonal favorites, and will offer a turkey and stuffing tamale. That sounds good. And then there's Winter Wonders, which offers cozy warmth from Mother Earth, and that's where you can find your pumpkin soup with cashew cream. I didn't care for how I said that. And then there's another one called Favorite Things, where there's yummy dishes gifted with flavor, and this is where you can find the cranberry sangria, and you will find me if I'm out there. And then there's also an eggnog cocktail. And then there's Visions of Sugar Plums, which is sweet treats to awaken your dreams, like warm sticky toffee pudding with butterscotch sauce. There's Holiday Duets, which is all the like kind of perfect pairings of things together, they claim. There's Blissfully Braised, which is the slow-cooked savory delights that are worth the wait, as they say. Spicy Celebrations, Twist on Traditions, Making Spirits Bright, Brews and Bites, Winter Sliderland, and Grandma's Recipe. So 12 booths, and I want to say 1, 2, 3 of these are new, if not more. But what do you guys think of this celebration?
Oh, God. I love this celebration. I have a foodie elder son, and this is when we go to the park. And I think this is another version of kind of our food and wine, but holiday themed.
Yeah.
And what's great about you really have to pace yourself because you can't get it all. But they give you a book and you stamp, and we just enjoy trying all the different things. And I love that they put new stuff and they put some oldies but goodies. Some of them will be like a little bit like too strong for me, but it's great because it's kind of like tapas. It's just little bits and pieces here. So, and I'm thankful that they do something like this. So it's not just the restaurants. You can go to these kiosks. So it's a lot of fun. Well, I like that it's not all sweets too. So it's not all just like, oh, here's all the desserts and everything, because there's a lot of interesting stuff. Like there's Nashville hot fried turkey with dill pickles. There's jalapeno latkes with chipotle crema. There's like this braised pork belly adobo with garlic fried rice. This all looks, it's drinks, it's foods, and it's desserts. And it's like what you said, too. I like the idea that they're the smaller plates, too, so you can go and share, and you got to, it gives you a reason to keep going back, I feel like, too. Make it, a little bit each day. Yes.
And then one of my favorite things about it, too, is that they have all this unique entertainment that comes out, just during this time. And so you can grab like a little bit of food, and then like one of my favorite things that they do out there is they get these guys called Mostly Kosher, who just come out. I hope they come back this year because they've been there 2 years already. I'm not sure if they're back this year yet, but man, just grabbing that natural hot turkey, like you said, and like going and watching Mostly Kosher is like my idea of a good day. That's a faux show. I can't talk.
Faux show.
Yeah.
There we go. I did it for you.
They're Mostly Kosher is described as a gypsy rock klezmer band.
Yeah, no, they're very strange, but there's a couple. I mean, they even brought them to Epcot last year for the first time. They're a West Coast band, but they were so popular at California Adventure that they actually got together with people who could do the show also in Florida, and they created like a secondary band for Epcot. So
interesting.
Hopefully they're back.
Well, there's also some other. What I like too is that it doesn't. We have the Disney Viva Navidad Street Party. Sounds pretty cool too. And that's where you can join the.
Love it.
Yeah.
I love
that
it.
song will get stuck in your head for days.
So you can join the Three Caballeros for a colorful street party with musicians, dancers, and giant Mohiganga puppets. I don't know if I said that even close, but. Do you want to talk about that a little bit, Luella? You seem to be very excited about it.
Well, it's very colorful. The parade is really like a street party, and those puppets are really gigantic. I think there's a person that holds up these really big characters in there. They move like the sticks with their hands. But this is the best place to see the Three Caballeros. If you want to see them, you can get a photo op with them because they have meet and greets. And then Mickey and Minnie dress in the festive Viva Navidad. It's so colorful and beautiful, and it's a lot of fun. It's a really big party. I always try to make it out to see it because you just can't help not dance.
Yeah.
I love the dancers because they do Mexico and then Brazil, right? Yeah. So they have those two different dance styles and I love it.
Yeah, by the end of the show, they're like coming together, and it really is like kind of a beautiful thing. I know it sounds kind of corny, but it really is.
It's a party in the streets. What I envision if I went to Brazil, a little bit more tame.
Yeah, right. Yeah, the family-friendly version.
True.
Yeah.
PG.
What's cool too is that what I really appreciate is they celebrate the Three Kings Day in January as well. I know that's like right at the tail end of the holiday season, and it's really just to commemorate that's actually what it is, commemorating the end of the holiday with a celebration featuring activities, decorations, and treats. So that's fun because that's something that like I know Eli likes to celebrate as well. So it's kind of cool. I'm almost like maybe we should go then to go see the Three Kings Day, but I don't know.
Yeah.
But I think that's kind of it when it comes to like really special offerings in California Adventure. Again, decorations everywhere. I spoke early in the show about being excited about food and whatnot that's there, and you pretty much there's not a location that you can go to that will not offer a holiday related item that you can get: drink, food, dessert, otherwise. Like all the sourdough bread is like Christmas trees and snowmen and stuff like that, and I think that's great. I don't know. I love being fully enveloped in holidays, so I appreciate that about it. And the best part about that is too, it's all included with your park day ticket. So yeah, all that stuff we talked about. That's like if you're just there, you can just do it. Well, obviously the kiosk you have to pay for the food, but that goes with any park. But so let's hop across the Esplanade over to Disneyland Park and talk about that for a minute here. So the big difference between your celebration and ours is that you guys don't have holiday parties.
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
it's too busy already. So if they shut it down for part of the night, a couple nights a week, it would be like chaos.
Yeah. Well, yeah, at least in Disney World, you guys have multiple parks and stuff for people to go to, so it just makes more sense that they can actually shut one down for the night. But out here, it would be a wreck.
The thing about here, though, is as much as I love Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, it's unnecessary.
I agree.
It's easily, if you took away the stage show, which I don't care for one bit, that's right there is one of the selling points of it. So I could just axe that, or instead of doing like the last showing of the Friendship Fair during the day, if you really want to throw that on there, go ahead and do it. But it's not necessary in my opinion. The fireworks could easily be shut off daily if they just got rid of the perimeter fireworks, which are cool to see, and that is a selling point of the party. But again, you don't need it every single night. And then the parade could just easily be run at night because we already don't have a nighttime parade to have to worry about. So when you really break it down, with the exception of a bad show, some fireworks that are spread about around the outside of the park, and then free cookies and drinks, that's all you're getting for the party. So I would much rather if we
and the sorcerer card.
Oh yeah, and a piece of paper. It costs $99 for the card. Everything else is just thrown in. If you don't get the card, you're throwing your money away. But ultimately, I think Disneyland just makes more sense with theirs. Have the holiday fireworks, have the holiday parade. You don't need to make everything a money grab, and that's what's so nice about visiting.
I 100% agree with you.
Here.
Yeah, I definitely, I've always felt that way. I was actually kind of shocked when I got here and they were like, "Oh, Christmas parties." And I was like, "What?" Because the Christmas offerings at Magic Kingdom become the daily offerings the last 2 weeks around Christmas. So it's like, if you haven't gone to a party by like mid-December, you don't really have to go to a party anymore. I mean, you're not going to get the free. And up until like last year or the year before that, it was literally only sugar cookies and hot chocolate. Only like last year and the year before did they start adding like peppermint bark cookies and these like other snowmen ones or whatever, and they added eggnog and apple cider and stuff. So they started to do stuff, but it's still, I'm like, $100. I will go to Target and buy it for $1.
I will say the one thing about that, though, the fact that they do the holiday offerings in the last 2 weeks is, if you don't want to feel like you're in the biggest mess of people you've ever seen in your life, then the holiday party makes a little bit more sense, because I can't imagine wanting to go to Disney World in the last 2 weeks of Christmas.
I don't know if I agree with you, because every year that we've done the holiday party, I have felt like smushed in because it's always sold out. The first ones with any of them, and like maybe some of them are a little lighter, but
that's still less people than a normal general day at the park.
Yeah, they get lighter throughout the season. I don't want to make it about us, but the best 2 days, in my opinion, if you don't want to go to the party but you want to see the stuff that Rhino just mentioned, go on the 22nd and the 23rd. Even the 24th you can get away with. Starting Christmas through New Year's Day, no. Just don't. You might as well just, unless you're Kathy Whirling and you just have to go to Magic Kingdom on Christmas Day, I would rather take a nail gun to the foot. So that's just me, though.
Craig,
and right now
I'm painting a picture.
I'm on Xarelto, so I could bleed out, but I would still rather do that than go to Magic Kingdom on Christmas Day.
Well, speaking of bleeding out, that's a good segue into Sleeping Beauty's Winter Castle. It's not, but I'm going there anyway. Get it? Because she pricked her finger. Okay. Anyway.
Gotcha.
But you guys light up your castle. It's if you've seen Cinderella's castle at Walt Disney World, we have the icicles and all that sort of thing all over the castle. And I do actually think it is one of the... If you're ever going to view the castle just once in your life, I think seeing it like that is something that is just like, it's burned into your retinas, and you're like, this is... I remember the first year they did it and how beautiful it was, and it still looks just as beautiful. And now that they fixed the lighting a little bit, because one year it was flickering on and off. But you do sort of a similar thing with Sleeping Beauty's castle out there. Less fanfare, though, right? You don't have a show. There's no show involved.
We don't have a show.
There's no show or anything.
But they decorate it with like some garland and then some ornaments, and then they have the lighting for the icicles, and
the snow on the roof.
The snow. So it still looks really beautiful. Cinderella's castle, hands down, is probably like my favorite castle. But this is like very beautiful still. I think it's harder to, I don't know. For me, it's harder to take a picture of at night with the... Maybe that's just me with the Sleeping Beauty castle versus Cinderella castle.
Cinderella castle is like lit up. Like they make that thing as bright as the sun. But Sleeping Beauty is a little more laid back, and the snow is really one of the main decorations on it.
It's classy versus. Yeah. I don't want to say it because I love the dream lights on Cinderella Castle, but I would say it goes as like a classy versus a kitschy. Out here it's like Clark Griswold the lights out and put them on Cinderella Castle, whereas in Disneyland it's very elegantly done. They're both they are both breathtaking, but two complete different experiences.
Yeah.
I like this though because you can take a picture in the daytime and you know exactly what season it is, what time of year it is. And if you really want to see the castle beautiful at night, get a front row seat of the holiday parade, holiday fireworks, because all the lights and the surrounding it when they shoot off, that's probably your best picture.
Well, that's a good thing to bring up too, Luella, is that you do still have, even though you don't have the party, you still have themed offerings like that we would have here. So you have Believe in Holiday Magic, the Fireworks Spectacular, which is the so the show. This is how it's worded on the website: is let the magic of the holidays fill your heart as the splendid pyrotechnical spectacle fills the sky. The show culminates with the grandest of grand finales as the sky blooms in a rainbow of dazzling bursts. More than 80,000 twinkling lights illuminate Sleeping Beauty's winter castle with sparkling icicles and shimmering snow-capped turrets. And as a special wintry treat, guests will be delighted while snow falls from the skies above.
Yes, here's where our snow is. It's here in this park.
Yeah. So that snow happens. It's above Small World Holiday. It's a Small World Holiday in Fantasyland and over Main Street USA, portions of Main Street USA, and this also says in near Rivers of America as well. So
where Fantasmic is. Yes.
Oh, okay. Wow. So it's like kind of a pretty wide area of your park that is snowing.
No matter where you go, you're gonna see the fireworks and the projections, so no one's left out.
Well, how do you guys feel about the show overall, the fireworks show compared to? I know your fireworks shows aren't as consistent as the ones here, but
depending on weather.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a great show. I think it's I really do like it. I think it brings in the holiday, feelings just perfectly. And this is where you're gonna get your snow rhino at the end of the fireworks. They're gonna put the snow all over Main Street. So, and they play like a little holiday jingle, and all the snow starts coming down, and it's kind of it really is a magical moment. And so I think that's one of those things that's one of my favorite parts of the show is like after the show, which is the snow. So
I just imagine Luella. I imagine you with like your children, and like you're all in holiday sweaters and spinning in circles in the snow, and just
oh my God! I kid you not. Once those snowflakes come, and we know it's not real snow, but you see all the kids and they're trying to catch it, and the music that they play, I can't even pinpoint it. I cry all the time because it's just so touching. It's so touching, and you're like, all right, it's holiday time. I love that we can go there and experience that magic, and I don't have to pay for an extra ticket. I really am glad that I can do that every night if I have to.
Luella, do you want to talk to me about the Christmas Fantasy Parade that you do as well during the holidays?
Oh, it's a really cute parade. I think the highlight, of course, is Santa coming at the end, but it's just it feels really happy. They have all these different floats, all the different characters, and you just can't feel like sad when you see it. And it's great if you have your hot chocolate and you watch it because it feels, we're a little bit warm over here in Southern California. But gosh, you just feel like you want to bundle up. And when you see them in their holiday gear, the gingerbreads walking around, and then Santa comes at the end and everyone's screaming. And that Santa's very interactive. There's he can talk to you and point to you. And I know one time he was pointing right at me and said, "Merry Christmas." So, or Happy Holidays. It was awesome.
That's cute. My favorite part is the prancing reindeer. I've only seen the video, but I love a good prancing reindeer with his little dance and stuff. But Craig, you've seen both ours and the other one out there. What do you think of the Disneyland one?
They're very different.
Yeah.
So while they do have similar elements to it, like with the classic Disney characters, gingerbread men, the marching soldiers, the reindeer, Santa, I like, especially at the start of Disneyland's, it's very more like toy centric with some of the designs, especially like the leadoff float and stuff. I think I prefer Disneyland's music better. It doesn't, like, of course ours, we have to have the hook music that just gets stuck in your head until you want to beat it out with the once upon a Christmas time at Christmas, like over and over and over. Well, Disneyland's does the same, but it feels it's more toned down. The only thing I hate about it, which is just every Disneyland parade. I know it's necessary to have the stops and the breaks in between for traffic, all the way back to the start with the train and all the way through to the front. It always brings those parades to like a halt when the traffic just suddenly stops and everyone starts moving across, and then the yelling starts like go 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 go, and okay, back to the parade now. It's like an annoying commercial break that you didn't ask for and shouldn't be happening. But other than that, it's very enjoyable.
Well, we also have there are some attraction overlays, as we've already spoken about in the Halloween one. The Haunted Mansion Holiday continues through the end of the year as well, through this season. And I love Haunted Mansion Holiday, and I know that I think, Craig, you spoke about it, that you actually feel like it's more... You like it more at Christmas time than you do at Halloween time, right?
Because it's a Christmas movie. So.
I agree with you. It is a Christmas movie, yeah. So it is like, but also like, I feel like the way it kind of ends in the attraction with like the graveyard being all covered in snow, you like it. It's like the perfect transition from the Halloween season into the Christmas season in the attraction, at least, you know. Like I like because the outside's all Halloween, and you get in there, and then by the end you got the big Santa Jack animatronic, and then Sally on the graveyard thinking about boys, that sort of thing, and then, but I love it. I know you love it, Luella. And you know, it's one of your favorites, yeah.
Oh my God, I love. Well, I just love Bear Before Christmas, so it's great that it can extend all the way into Christmas. You know, so I can ride this version of Haunted Mansion for a long time, and I know some people think it's a little bit too long, but it just fits the season, so I don't mind it at all.
I love it. Yeah, it was literally the reason why I made my second Disneyland trip. When I found out you guys did that, I was like, I have to go. So, but there's also the overlay of It's a Small World, which becomes It's a Small World Holiday, where you're going to hear Luella talked about it a little bit in the beginning. Like it's you have, I guess you were saying the facade out front changes and the music changes as well a little bit, right?
Yes. So, well, the facade turns into more different colored lights, like the pinks and the oranges, like really bright, festive lights. So typically it's white, but for the holidays, they change it to different colors. So it's a beautiful, beautiful photo shot right when it starts to get dusk. So not too dark so you can see yourself, but you can see the lights. And then interestingly enough, every year they've done also sort of a projection show that randomly shows up. So if you're there at night and you can watch this projection show off the Small World facade. It's super cute. But inside, they changed the music to little versions of holiday songs like Jingle Bells, and they're dressed up. They changed some of the outfits, so that's so cute. And it could be very subtle, like maybe just the Cinderella characters carrying a like mistletoe, but it's just so adorable. And I love this ride regardless of if it's changed or not, but it's a nice little change, and I think it's tastefully done. I don't think it's doing any harm to what the classic ride is.
Well, it even says in the description online that it said it's adorned in regional decorations as you tour a world of festive wishes and holiday cheer. And I was like, well, that to me fits in perfectly with the message of Small World. I kind of wish ours did something like that.
That's like my favorite that's like my favorite holiday ride, and I love when you go to England because they have like the Nutcracker theme. So as soon as you turn that little bend, and there's usually Alice, they have like the Nutcracker theme, and I thought that was really beautiful too.
That's cute.
To add on.
I gotta do that.
That projection show does happen every 15 minutes. Actually, it happens right after the clock goes off. So if you want to catch the projection show, the clock starts ringing its little bells, and then the projections start.
Okay, cool.
I do have something like a little. So for someone that's never seen the facade of Small World. Mm-hmm. It always takes my breath away to ride the monorail from downtown Disney to Disneyland, because as soon as it makes that turn to where Small World is, it just like lights up. So if you're bringing someone that has never seen the light up facade for Christmas before, I highly recommend you take them on the monorail from downtown Disney to Disneyland and have them look out the window when you turn by Small World. Because it blows your mind and takes your breath away. It's so beautiful, and then it makes you get in like the Christmas spirit.
Cool. Well, so that's kind of like all the holiday offerings there, beyond like, again, the food, the snacks, all that sort of stuff. Again, everywhere you go in there, Jolly Holidays got stuff. everywhere's got stuff. Themed food, drinks, and snacks. And one big thing that we didn't really talk about too, that I know that I don't know if it's just a local thing or people have heard about it for a while, but there are these Disneyland candy canes that they start making that apparently are like a huge deal. And that starts November 23rd and goes through December 5th. And so they can be found at the Candy Palace on Main Street or Trolley Treats on Buena Vista Street in California Adventure, but they're not going to be offered in both on the same day. The two alternate back and forth. You're supposedly not allowed to line up for it before the park starts, but they still say go ahead of time anyways. And then apparently there's like a wristband distribution. You get they make about 40 to 45 candy canes per batch. They do 3 batches a day. So that is only like 120 candy canes a day. So when you get a wristband, it's 1 candy cane. And apparently it's this whole process. So you can go during the time, whatever time your wristband says, and then you have to get your candy cane by 4 o'clock, or they're going to give it to somebody in the standby line. It's insane. But I was reading about how they do the candy canes, and essentially it takes 3 people to like create them. And I love candy canes, so this is something that I might try and do just to say I did it. But what about you guys? Is this something that you like look forward to every year, that you want to go and get out and do? Or
I mean, it's no joke. It is like a bloodbath just to go get those wristbands. And for me, I like tend to stay away because I'm too scared to like.
It's not my thing.
Yeah.
I know somebody's gonna shoot me for this, I'm sure, but I am the type of guy like mint is for brushing your teeth. I don't want it in anything besides.
What about the grasshopper drink?
Did I miss what you? Sorry, I missed what you said.
I said one of my favorite drinks is a grasshopper, and that's got creme de menthe.
Yeah,
I like having fresh.
I can't.
Oh, see, candy cane bark, like ice cream, not bark, just candy cane peppermint stick ice cream. I am like full, like I have to restrain myself from buying too many different types. But what about you, Luella? Do you get out and get in line and try and get one?
You know, I did it one time, and it's a good candy cane, and they make it all by hand. There's no machine here, so this is why the batches are. They're smaller batches, why it takes a lot of time, but people love it. There are people that go every year to try to get that wristband. I did it once and I enjoyed it, but it's a super big candy cane. So, that's a lot of candy cane. But I think if you want to, because it's exciting to be there in line, and it's also kind of a little gateway. It's like, yes, holidays are coming and you got your candy cane. So, I think it's fine. I can't eat. I didn't finish that thing, and in the end, I had to throw it away. But the whole experience was worth it. It's so good. Oh my gosh! To imagine that they made it out of hand. I mean,
see, I was thinking it was like average size candy.
No, it's big.
Yeah,
it's big.
You don't have cable, so you won't get to take part in it. But every holiday season, the Travel Channel will play all of their holiday specials, and there is one, at least one or two, that show how they make the Disneyland candy cane. And it really is the steps, like from making the sugar to then starting to stretch it so it goes from the clear golden consistency of the melted sugar and stuff to then eventually turn white, and put in the peppermint oil in there too, and then from there starting to weave it with the red so that way you get the different color blend, and then start to go into the part where you really make it small and then form the candy cane. Like it's absolutely brilliant. But I have received 2 of these in my lifetime the good old-fashioned American way. They were handed to me with no work or no effort, but that's because it was during an Adventures by Disney vacation, so they surprised us all by giving us, everyone in our group, a candy cane.
A whole batch.
What's that?
They must have made a batch specifically.
Essentially,
for you guys,
I think there was like 30 of us, so we basically, we got essentially a whole batch. But they are amazing. If I had time that I could waste in a line to get it, I absolutely would. Like Luella has said, and Tyler and Katrina, these things are massive. I would say just height-wise, take about like maybe 4 store-bought candy canes and stack them one on top of the other, and that's when you get to the length of it. But then the thickness of it, it's like it's like hot dog thickness.
I like listening to you describe candy.
Yeah, I know it's the weirdest, grossest descriptions right now, but that's legit how big they are. These things are massive, and they are, because how they're fresh made like that, you're so used to like getting a candy cane where it's like, okay, open it up on the wrapper and then you'll just kind of have to suck on it like a lollipop and let it dissolve. This is different. This has like a softness to it with then a little bit of a crunch in the middle. So it's very different from your average ordinary candy cane. And so I ate one like right away, and then the other one just kind of like chewed on it for about a month and a half or so.
Okay.
It didn't go stale until like right at the end. So
Easter.
That's good to know too. But they are. I know I'm just talked like 3 to 4 minutes on these candy canes, but
it's a big deal.
It's a very cool and unique experience.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, I don't know that something like that, I think it could happen here, but it doesn't, we don't have that same, it's not built into the culture here the same way. So it's like, it's just kind of a cool, it feels like a throwback to like, more of a classic time, and just kind of a tradition they're trying to keep alive.
If we were to do it here, every single cast member would show up with all their friends and family members, and they would be on eBay before it even opened up.
I think you're thinking of pop vinyls.
And candy canes and anything.
Yeah, okay.
Have fun with those reds.
Yeah, well, we are, so that's the Disneyland Resort. Of course, there are the decorations, like we said, that carry through all the parks and everything. And then if you pop out there and head over to Downtown Disney, they've got it all decorated out. They've got holiday trees, twinkling lights. They've got the shops, the windows in the shops are all done up and everything. And then at the resorts, they each have a holiday or a Christmas tree there as well. But at the Grand Californian, they do something a little special there, don't they?
Yes.
They have a massive, giant gingerbread replica of the hotel that is 7.5 feet tall by 12 feet wide, and was created with over 500 pounds of gingerbread, as well as 60 gallons of frosting and icing. And it took 25 artists, engineers, and bakers to create this thing. What happens with it? Does it just sit there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It smells good.
It actually smells really good. You can smell it all through the entire lobby. It's kind of amazing. I mean, like you said, it takes so much work. And we're like with the Halloween one they just did recently. It's like if you catch them at the right time, you can watch them putting it together. And I've actually had like a chat with some of the bakers before, and they're really nice every time. And it's just incredible to watch them put it together.
I love the stained glass doors that they do to replicate the main entrance. They have these like beautiful stained glass of kind of like the Disney California Adventure items that you can see, and the candy version looks so real.
Yeah, stained sugar.
It's so good. It's so beautiful. And then they do Santa Claus in the main lobby too?
Well, it's kind of different every year, I feel like, but one of the fun things too is that they put little hidden Mickeys all over it, so you can go and look for hidden Mickeys as well, and it is just like a nice little like break time thing. You go stare at it for 10-15 minutes and smell it. Yeah.
Don't touch it.
No.
Don't touch it. You can get your eggnog-themed drink, like I would, and go admire the gingerbread house in the lobby. And I'll be doing it alone because none of you like eggnog.
And usually when they set up this the gingerbread house and stuff, they put a little tiny like food thing off to the, like not a cart, but like a little table off to the side. So they did like Halloween treats and stuff. And last year they did Christmas stuff. I'm assuming they're going to do it again. I'm assuming they're going to have hot chocolate and eggnog and cookies and all sorts of things.
Gingerbread and stuff, like kind of like what they use for the gingerbread house.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's it then, right? Is that did I miss anything or that you can think of, or I mean
so.
That was kind of all.
Come see
that
the
was
Christmas
listed, so.
stuff.
Yeah, it's a great time of year.
Well, they'll be, also if you're staying at the Disneyland Resort, like we said, there's special stuff happening. There was the tea at Steakhouse 55, but then also Trader Sam's is going to have some special. I think there were like 3 holiday cocktails that they had listed. My guess is there'll be a mug.
I'm assuming I'm not looking forward to that. I am and I'm not at the same time.
It's going to be the elephant repainted again, but
you know what? The elephant didn't seem to be that popular, so I'd kind of be surprised if they did the elephant again.
If it's anything like Orlando, they will be trying to get rid of the stock that is still left over of last year's elephant. So I would assume there's no new mug this year.
Safe to assume. Okay. Well, thank you guys for having this discussion about the holidays. I'm really getting into the spirit now. You will have already experienced it by the time this episode airs, which I will be super, super jealous of. I guess that will do it for this episode. If you want to, if you're watching this on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to our channel, and you can find more Disney-related content from Disney World, Disneyland, Disney Cruise Line, all these. Pretty much anywhere we go that's Disney, we're gonna put some videos up there. So if you're interested in it, go ahead, subscribe, click that little bell. You'll get notified whenever we upload a new video. If you're listening on iTunes, please feel free to rate and review the podcast as well. We do always look for constructive criticism. And if you have anything, topics you want to hear us talk about between now and the end of the year, it's crazy to think that we only have if this is the episode for November, next week, we have not many episodes left. And I just want to say for everyone out there too, don't forget that we have a live show coming up, a 12-hour marathon show that will be the Saturday after Thanksgiving. And that date is November 24th. Craig, do you remember the time of day that is?
10 a.m. to
10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern time. So the hour's a little shifted if you're watching this on the West Coast. So, yes. 7 to 7. I was going to do it backwards and tell you 1 to 1.
I heard the question a couple times. We are going to be archiving parts of it, right?
Mm-hmm. It depends. You never know. The idea being that maybe we'll chop off some of it, but there is definitely going to be stuff that you will not see again in that thing. Right. So we do encourage you that if you want to see whatever we're going to do, and you've got the time, then you're going to want to watch it then. And it's no guarantee that it'll come up later. But that'll do it. Thank you guys for having this talk with me. And we'll see you next time with an all-new episode. But between now and then, I hope you have a good start to your holiday season. Bye, everybody.